test. Let's put that back on and that back on. All right. Well, sorry about that, folks. I had to address a lathe issue. Get her put back together. I had to do it. I had to kill power to this part of the shop to be able to work on the machine. So at least I was able to warn everybody before lost the broadcast because my computer died. The battery it shut itself off at like 60%, but the battery's weak and old. It's a 2011 machine.
Dave Rife said, "Howdy, we're back online."
So there's that. Exit that. Need that. Need that. Okay, so I think, yeah, I think I'm live again, and I think that this piece has been sitting out long enough that it is dry enough to put some abrasive on it. But before I do that, I still need to figure out what I'm going to do to hold on to this thing. I know. Let's see. Bring this back into play. I'm pretty sure that's too low. Okay, glasses. All right. Do I want to use this though? I think I will probably. Come on now. Get the lathe running, and now things are diving off the lathe, and nothing's moving. All right, let's take this back down.
You are frequently mentioned in class. Very remember.
I don't know why I can't. Bear with me a second. I'll have to go back to PG Small. Look last night, but here again, you are frequently mentioned in class. Joe is the wunderkind. Why am I mentioned in class? Is that a bad thing or a good thing? I don't know. But cool, man. I lost the broadcast for a little bit there. Darndest thing, man. Like the key that goes in the keyway, because it's a Reeves drive, right? And so my gears, when it's a split gear system. What do they call that? It's not a gravity, centrifugal. Um, and so the faster the motor spins, the more, or rather, the more I twist this dial out and open up the split gears and spread them apart, the faster it goes, and vice versa. So anyway, the keyway slipped out of that where I was hearing a kind of a odd noise out of the lathe. I'm like, what the heck is that? And it turns out the key came out of the keyway and was banging around on the inside. And that was new to me, so I had to address that, but I had to kill power. to this part of the shop where and that's unfortunately where the computer is plugged in. So I lost the last broadcast. I figured, hey, it's 10 o'clock. I can keep on trucking, man. I got the lathe running now, so I restarted. Mostly great stuff, buddy. Oh, thanks. Thanks. Okay, so now chat's working for me, so that's good. For a second there, it wasn't doing its thing either. Okay, that should be alright in the chuck. I want to do something about this. And then I want to do something about this over here. Oh man, I know what I could do. Oh, this is almost the perfect shape for a flower bud. I could hollow that and carve it, and then I can turn the base for it and separate leaves and stuff. And you know what? I'm going to do that. This would be a nice, neat little project here. So I wanted to turn kind of a spherical shape, but looks like that's now changed. See some potential here. I'm only going as fast as the tool can cut. It's just thumb pressure is all it is. And I'm not rotating the tool, I'm just lifting my right arm straight up, and that automatically rotates the tool because I'm starting off in an uncomfortable position. I raise to a comfortable position. It'll track just the way I want it to. So I had the tool out in space there a little bit, but now it's resting against my hip, the handle is. And I'm using that, I guess, cantilever of the slight thumb pressure and then the movement of my hip to get the tool all the way up there. It's really close. I think what I will do. Oh, nice. I already have the gold arrows out. Yeah, looking forward to coming out there, man. Coming faster than I thought. And just in case your wife didn't mention it, both of you have pieces in the library, so there you are. She wasn't gonna do it, man. And I said, no, dude, you gotta represent. You gotta represent. Everybody's gonna look at these pieces and ooh and ah and think, how cool is that? They're not gonna go, oh, what a crappy turn thing, because they're not gonna know the difference. The only people that are gonna know are the ones you tell. And she said, oh, well, yeah, that's a good point. And I said, and you got to represent, man. Most people think Kyle they associate that as a male name. Most people. So you got to represent for the women turners in the club too, man. Come on. So there's some pieces in the library. So just trying to limit how much sanding I'm actually going to do here. I think that's a pretty good shape for a bulb. I think that'll work out okay. And actually, I'm at the point, I think, that I can go ahead and sand. Woo! Squeak! Yeah, it's never a good thing, man, when your lathe starts making noises it's not supposed to. And it's like, whoa, what the hell is that? And it was definitely a noise I had not heard before. It's like, hold on a second. So it is unfortunate that I lost the broadcast, but I was able to start back up shortly after. Let's see. I think I will go with this guy. And then, wait, you're over here, aren't you? I thought you were. You're about run smooth, so you're no good anymore. That green flex stuff just doesn't last very long. But again, I'm thinking that either Vince has decided just not to carry it anymore, or the whole line itself has been discontinued. I don't know. So I just burned through what I had left of that. I wanted this and this. What else am I looking for? Oh, these guys. Okay. So I should be able to hold that nicely and hollow it out nicely, and I'll leave it a little, maybe 3/8 of an inch thick. I might, maybe a quarter. I don't know, but I'm gonna do that and then carve it. Well, although I haven't decided whether I'm going to carve it before or after it's dry. If I do it before, then things will have a chance to move. But I'm not going to like cut through to the inside. I'm just going to carve on the outside. So and I fully expect this thing to squat down a little bit because this is the log. The log's running this way. There's the pith. Oh my, what was that? Oh, I seem to be leaking through my Band-Aid. That's not a good thing. Huh. Time to swap that out. I didn't realize that it was still bleeding. Huh. Boy, this Band-Aid just tearing itself apart. Ah, I see. It's not still bleeding. It was squoze out of the Band-Aid there. So let me get a new Band-Aid. just to protect that. Let's see. These are, yes, perfect. I think probably every shop has some kind of a, bandage kit or, a really simple med kit. This shop sure does. Working with sharp tools, and sometimes I get cut. There we go. So the last one is what they called a sport bandage. Not a fan. It's all plasticky, and I guess it's supposed to be super waterproof, but that's not why I bought them. I figured they would be, kind of uber.
Shmulo said, I brought an extra one for Mitch this week.
Oh, yeah. He might need it. Actually, hopefully, I'll get to see Mitch, and I'll just have to hand him a Band-Aid. Although, I mean, I don't know, man. As the statute of limitations run out on that, I mean, I'm like seriously glad he's okay, and it wasn't anywhere near as bad as it really could have been. But I mean, friends poke fun at each other, right? So is there a statute of limitations? Okay. Oh, darn it! I wanted to hit it with a different grit. So we're gonna go with this guy. What are we doing on time? 10:31. Okay. Cool. One little red spot, but I don't know anybody who's ever going to see it. And I'm not going to sand about the next 10 minutes just to get that one little red spot out. All right. I think I can probably have this. Nice. Probably have this hollowed. You know what? I really want to cut this off. Have this hollowed before, my normal stop time, or by that time maybe. I don't have to go to the thickness I usually shoot for. So I don't want this thing to bottom out in the chuck, so I'm just getting rid of this tenon here. Since I have a saw handy. It's always interesting sawing sideways to the grain. kind of like chainsaw. You get these really long shavings running the chainsaw down the length, and sometimes it clogs up the chainsaw. This is what is happening with this saw. Some spots, like right in this spot, I'm getting longer shavings, so to speak. There we go. All right, so now I shouldn't have any issue with it bottoming out in the chuck. Yeah, what the heck, we'll throw that in the resin bucket too. Let's see, let's get this guy out of here. Oops. Throws one down. There we go. And then this dude. So good news is, all in all, everything else inside there, all the bearings and all that, look okay. And the magical unhappy noise has gone away now that I have addressed the problem. What in the world? Got a blister right there. I must have pinched my finger somehow. Okay, so I need the key to this guy. And I want to put the piths in the center of a jaw. Just so those, well, I don't know that I'll have those jaw marks even visible, but that's basically the pattern I want to have show up if it's visible, so this works. Okay. Running true, yes we are. I believe we can speed up a bit. Alright, I guess. Let's move that key out of the way and let's get this guy set up to hollow right quick. Be a tiny bit bumpy, I think, because I'll have a lot more end grain than I normally do. Since this is a, I don't know, would you call this a transverse piece? I mean, it's perpendicular to and not parallel with the ways. So let's get this guy centered. Whoa, hello, let's also tighten down our fluor aspect. Oh, actually might have gone a little high. You know what I'm gonna start this guy off with? It's easier to run through end grain opening up a hole like that with starting off with a drill. And then I can chase that with spindle guys. You know, but the spindle gas does seem to work better when I'm hollowing out this way when it's on end grain. A little bit closer there. Oh, that's mighty interesting. Something's out. Yeah, it's loose in the chuck. So let's say something was moving. This is green wood, so it does make sense to check the chuck every once in a while. That green wood will want to compress more than seasoned wood, and after a while, the fatigue sets in and it becomes looser in the chuck. So we'll just check that every once in a while. Hey, funny enough, I'm getting better cuts now. So my spindle guard is heating up quite a bit, and that's getting a little warm. Ooh, yeah. Water. grab a cup of water here really quick. Let's see. Let's grab this plastic cup here. Too hot to touch that bad boy. All right. Take this opportunity to double check the chuck. Alright. Yeah, that's not what I wanted to see. Oh, that's pretty nice, actually. I think I'm actually essentially done. Just need to get my bottom thickness set. It's really close. Yeah, it's essentially right there. Oops, I did bump that camera, didn't I, with my big noggin. All right. Okay, no bumping this time. All right, so I can take a little bit more out. On the sidewall here. And that is just about right, actually. So that's about 3/8 of an inch thick, I guess. And that'll be perfect for any carving, but I'm going to take a little bit more off there. There we go. I'll take that. All right, so there's flower bud ready to carve. Let me Dang, I'm gonna dip this again. That's got really hot again. Okay. Round that off. And then it can change shape and do whatever it wants, man. Let me sand that a little bit. Am I happy with? Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that's like a good 3/8 of an inch thick, and that's fine. I could go down to a quarter, but I think this will be okay. And if I took my time, I could get down an eighth of an inch, and then that's not the issue. I just want to have enough to carve and make. I'd really like to make the carving, fairly pronounced. So yeah, I think that is a. I think I should take some more off. It's actually what I was just about to say right there. There we go. That's much better. All right. Take a look anyway, but I'm fairly sure it's really clean in there. But you can see clearly I've had, end grain quite a bit along doing this. So back hollowing is a little bit trickier, I guess. And especially with these cracks that are coming across parallel with the waves when I'm coming in to it perpendicular. So I don't want to get too much thinner than where I'm at for that reason as well. But there we have it. That dude is done. Other than, let's see, I want to do one more pass with this. I'll go this way. There we go. Nice smooth surface, and it's got a continuous arc on it, which is really nice. I got no flat spot all the way back to here where I can still see. So I've got no, yeah, nice. Make sure I didn't leave any mark on there. I did, don't it? All right. And then all I've got left to do is, oh, but I could do that now, actually, I think. Do something about the bottom part there. I'm not going to call it the foot. I mean, you might as well. where it's going to fit into whatever I fit it into. But it doesn't need to be that big. So I can do this with a little bit of tail support. Which means I need the live center. And this guy can set in here. All right. Let's see what I can do to straighten this out a little bit. There we go. It came out a little bit, doesn't it? Oh, no, 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 no. Not terrible, but all right. That should do. So I got a pretty good wall thickness in there. But again, I'm still just going hand tight with the key there. There's my support. Hey, you're not going. Tailstock is backing off. Just tighten that dude down. So let's see. I'll definitely clean up that surface. Cancel that corner. Now, is that going to be? Straighten out my pen. And let's grab this dude. I don't guess I have to be this fastidious on this bottom. That's probably never going to be seen, but there is a chance. Low, but there is a chance. Looking good. All right. So there we are. There is the hollowed flower bud. It's a nice shape for that, and I expect it's going to squash down a little bit more because it's going to want to try to shrink around the pith. And there'll be some cracks in there too, which will add to it. So this will be, like I say, the flower bud of a larger piece. So that very, very cool. That was fun. That was fun. I thought about doing originally a spherical piece, um, and just go with the flow, right? Let's turn that dude off. All right. Well, for those of you who may have come in late, look at that, 11 o'clock. I got it done. Wow, right on time. Those of you who made it in late, or perhaps got bumped off the broadcast, or maybe you're just picking it up and thinking this is the first one. I had some technical issues with my lathe a little earlier, so wound up dropping off of Twitch because my computer died. I had to shut power off to this part of the shop so I could work on the lathe safely. And anyway, the computer died as I expected it would. Fortunately, I remembered I should mention that to everybody that, hey, I've got no power. My computer's probably going to die, so I'm probably going to lose broadcast. But I was able to pick it up right afterwards. And so, anyway, long way around to say that, hi, my name's Dave. I'm a wood turner, and I started turning as therapy for PTSD. Found out I had a knack for it and fell in love with it, and then I started teaching it, and I fell in love with that. So I started this channel to become a better teacher and a better demonstrator, and also a better turner. Practice is the secret sauce. There's no shortcuts, alas. I wish there were, but there isn't. You've got to get the proper instruction and then practice those things, turn it into muscle memory. And that's when the ride really starts, I think, man. Once you can start actually finessing the tool, once the muscle memory kicks in, and you're not having to think about the movements so much, once you get that ingrained, um, uh, I think things will change for you if you're not there yet. Practice, practice, practice. Um, uh, it's one of, I don't know. I like this a little bit. It's kind of a joke, but it's not really. I had a young fella come into my booth when I was at Sutton Bay Art Show 2 years ago, actually, and I forget what piece he was looking at. It was a lidded box, but it had. I turned it out of a cube, so I had the center leaves were all curled in opposite directions. And I turned it live here on Twitch, in fact, so it was back a ways. And he asked me, like, what's the secret? And I said, the secret is there is no secret. He goes, oh, I get it. You don't want to tell me. I understand. Craftsmen they want to keep their little secrets to themselves. I said, no, that is the secret. That there is no secret. It's practice. Practice is what gets you there. So I think it's kind of a funny thing. I don't think there should be any secrets in wood turning, and I don't think there really are. But I know also I'm only touching the surface of what is possible out in the wood turning world. So anyway, thank you for joining me on the journey. to becoming a better teacher and a better demonstrator and a better turner. The more I get to share the things that I've learned over the years with other turners, the more it gets re-cemented into my own head. So it's a win-win, right? So anyway, we're gonna let this guy hang out and dry for a while. I might start carving on it this weekend, or I don't know, man. Maybe I'll save it for Aramont, and I'll have the other stuff turned, and I can carve this and put all that together. Who knows? I don't know. We'll just making. We'll see what happens. I'll let it dry. So thanks for joining me. Thanks for supporting this channel. I very much appreciate it. As I said, thanks for joining me on the journey. It's been wow, man. Come January, it'll be the end of January 2026. It'll be 2 years I'll be on Twitch. So thank you for the support along the way. Um, yeah, this is a pretty cool thing that I get to do, and really I can only do that with your support. Without any, I mean, I guess I could do it without anybody watching. That's not a big deal, but that's not the whole point. The whole point is become a better teacher and a better demonstrator, be able to explain things to people in a way that they understand. And that's why I have the open chat. People can ask questions and all that groovy stuff. So anyway, thanks for joining me. I hope you all stay friendly. I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening, and I hope to see you next week, Tuesday and Wednesday, 8 to 11 Eastern Standard Time. I'll be back here in the shop at Turning Live, man. Come join me. Thanks again, folks, and I'll see you next time.